Emperor Thraxol watched the tactical displays with growing dread as his grand armada, 2 million warships strong, burned in the void of the Centauri system. The humans had appeared from nowhere with a mere 50,000 vessels and systematically dismantled the greatest military force in galactic history. Impossible, he hissed through his breathing slits. No species could field technology this advanced. Our intelligence reported their total fleet at 30,000 ships. The battle had lasted 18 hours, and now less than 300 Imperial vessels remained, fleeing in disorder. The human fleet moved with mechanical precision, their weapons carving through Imperial shields like they were made of paper. Then came the transmission that would haunt his nightmares forever. Imperial Command, this is Admiral Chen of the 3rd Human Expeditionary Force. Your surrender is required within 30 minutes, or we will be forced to call for reinforcements. Emperor Thraxol's 4 hearts nearly stopped. Reinforcements? This devastating force that had annihilated his entire armada was asking for reinforcements. You lie, he snarled into the communicator. This fleet of yours has destroyed 2 million ships. There cannot be more. Admiral Chen's response was delivered with the casual tone of someone discussing the weather. Emperor, the 3rd Expeditionary Force represents approximately 0.8% of our active naval strength. We are what humans call a scouting force. The silence on the Imperial Bridge was deafening. I'm afraid your intelligence services have been observing our merchant marine and colonial defense fleets, Admiral Chen continued. What you fought today was a reconnaissance unit sent to assess your military capabilities. On the tactical display, more energy signatures began appearing at the edge of the system. Not dozens, not hundreds, but thousands upon thousands of massive vessels that dwarfed even the ships that had just destroyed. For backup. Emperor Thraxol watched in horror as 400,000 human warships materialized from hyperspace, each one larger and more heavily armed than anything in his decimated force. But that's not all, a new voice joined the transmission. This is Fleet Admiral Rodriguez of the Home Defense Command. The Emperor's aggressive expansion toward Sol system has been noted with concern. Behind the 7th Fleet, space began to ripple as even more massive signatures appeared. We're deploying the 2nd, 4th, and 9th battle groups to ensure this doesn't happen again, Rodriguez continued. That's approximately 1.2 million vessels. Oh, and the strategic reserve is moving to standby positions, another 800,000 ships or so. The Emperor's legs gave out beneath him as he calculated the numbers. Over 2 million human warships were now in the system, with more arriving every minute. How? He whispered. How do you have so many ships? Admiral Chen's image appeared on the main screen, a tired-looking woman in her 50s who seemed more annoyed than triumphant. Emperor, humanity has been preparing for galactic conflict for 2 centuries. While your species conquered primitive worlds and celebrated your military superiority, we built shipyards. Lots of shipyards. The tactical display updated to show the true scope of the human fleet. Ship after ship after ship, stretching beyond the system's edge in perfectly organized formations. Our current active fleet strength is approximately 6.3 million vessels, Admiral Chen continued. With another 2.1 million in various stages of construction. We maintain this force because we learned something important from our own history: peace is only possible when war becomes unthinkably expensive for your enemies. Fleet Admiral Rodriguez took over the transmission. Here are our terms: immediate cessation of all Imperial expansion. Withdrawal of your forces to pre-war boundaries. War reparations for the colonies you've destroyed. Then we stop calling this a reconnaissance mission and start calling it a war, Rodriguez replied. And trust me, Emperor, you really don't want to see what our actual war fleets look like. Through his bridge windows, Thraxol could see human ships stretching to every horizon, their weapons powered down but ready. 6 million vessels, with more arriving every hour. The Galactic Empire, which had conquered half the known galaxy, was now facing a species that had treated their greatest military victory as a minor skirmish requiring backup. Emperor Thraxo reached for the surrender protocols with trembling claws, finally understanding that the humans hadn't been hiding from galactic civilization, they had been waiting for it to find them.